Very rarely do we go up to somebody and say to them, "How are you thinking today?" But very commonly, we will say, "How are you feeling?" We have a deep knowing as human beings that feelings are really what matters. However, what we tend to do is go into like a control or a doing way in terms of thinking about our brains as the key factor. So we have this deep knowing that actually feelings and emotions are what matters, but we so easily get pulled out of this and go into thoughts, neuro patterns, brain waves, all this stuff. When we're dealing with dogs, we tend to do this as well because we're so geared up to doing it for ourselves. We cannot fathom that the dog could be acting purely on feeling and emotion. Because every time we do something, we judge ourselves. So we think about it afterwards. Oh, why did I feel this way? Or why did I act because I felt that way? So we tend to find that we judge ourselves. We get so stuck as human beings up here that we forget that all of life and all of nature and the beautiful things that happen occur because of heart-based energy. So our heart-based energy can be measured actually as an electromagnetic field, and it has been measured. And it's been shown that it can go 3 or 4 feet away from the body. So who you're standing next to is going to be influencing how you feel, and your dog is always going to be influenced by how you feel in your heart and what emotions and what frequencies of emotion are being felt regularly in your heart. And a lot of this is subconscious stuff. You know, we're not aware of it up here. We are sending this out, and our dog is reacting and behaving due to what it's receiving on a frequency, energy-related basis. So this electromagnetic field is a frequency, is an energy. Now, all of nature has this. And it really is the best way to measure, on a scientific level, emotions. So emotions are felt. The dog is very much in the moment. Most people will agree, that kind of thing. So the dog is not plotting and planning. The dog is literally feeling something and acting because of that. So there's in the moment feelings. Your dog also has like a general feeling to itself, a general vibration that is fed into by us as owners. So if something makes us feel a certain way, there is no doubt that the dog is going to pick up on those feelings and is going to act accordingly. And we may feel that the dog has got the behaviour issue, or the dog is acting a certain way. I mean, really we need to be looking at how we're feeling. They become our mirrors. They're way more than our teachers. We've recognised animals as our teachers for a long time, but they are our mirrors to what is going on subconsciously for us. And we really need to be looking at this now within dog behaviour. Yes, we can analyse emotions. We can think about brain waves. We can start to look at emotions as coming from the mind, and what was the dog thinking at that time, or could we encourage the dog to think more to then perhaps not feel a certain way. But we will keep going down the routes we're always on until we, or let's say always, or have been on so far, until we start to recognise the power of the heart. The heart has actually been shown over and over again to send way more signals up than the brain sends down. So the heart is running the show, and the heart doesn't have to analyse. The heart just feels. The heart is actually the trusting organ. So for instance, when we have attachment to something and we feel like we love something because we are attached to that and we would suffer if we didn't have that thing, then that's actually not the heart. That's not true love. That's actually something that we've got going on in the human mind. And as I've already said in the video, we can be so stuck in the human way that to imagine the dog as not having these thoughts all the time almost makes us feel like we're saying the dog isn't intellectual, the dog isn't intelligent. But you know, they are way more connected, way more, because this gets in our way. We achieve so much more when we deal and influence and control, if you want to use that word, with what's happening here. And in fact, what we're really doing is coming out of here and going into here. And that's when we start to achieve more. That's when we fulfill our dreams and desires. That's when we become the most successful, is when we come out of here and go into here. And our dogs are already there and they're mirroring what is happening for us here. They're mirroring how open-hearted we are. So if we're going to start using emotions to change dogs' behaviour, the first thing we need to do is come out of the fact that emotions are mentally led, because they're not. They're heart-led. And this leads us to opening up our whole understanding of nature and the world, because other animals are the same. The dog has so many vibrationary influences all around it and so many ways to take in resonance, vibratory information of its environment. It doesn't need to think. It absolutely doesn't need to. In fact, it's better off not doing it. It is fully conscious and fully aware of so much stuff that we miss out on because we keep thinking, because we keep going into that thought-based way and that intellectual or that intelligent, what we call intelligent way. So that's the main focus of this video. I hope it's made sense, and I shall do some more, of course. And if you want to know any more information about Canine Flow, then please do go to the website, which is just canineflow.com. We are doing webinars, we're doing courses, we're doing practitioner courses, we're doing retreats, we're doing so much. And I've been doing a lot of this work for over 10 years, and I've only really just got on YouTube to talk about it. So we have transformed the lives of so many people and so many dogs, because not only do the dogs change, does the behavior change, but you'll find that when you do work like Canine Flow, because you're connecting your heart so deeply, you start changing, your life starts changing. Everything gets more successful, smoother, you get in the flow, hence why it's called Canine Flow. So if you're looking for a type of dog training or dog behaviour method that you can really work with the owners with as well, and not just the dogs, and actually there's three things. We work with the dogs, but we have ways to work with the owner which improves their lives and transforms their lives. But we also are doing something fantastic for the whole of planet Earth and all of humanity when we come out of training the dog using the mind-based way and move down into the feeling-based way, which comes from the heart. So I hope to hear from you soon, and yeah, any questions, of course, let me know.